So have you ever wondered what happens to your pharmaceutical medication when being disposed of improperly? Hi, my name is Betty, and my picture today is on Hysense. So Hysense is a technology company that's been dedicated to producing multi-sensor systems that will enable the detection and monitoring of pharmaceutical contaminants in water. So what is the problem that we are trying to solve? The problem that we are trying to solve is that pharmaceutical and personal care products are being detected in the aquatic environment. Over 3,000 compounds have been recorded till date. So there's also a lack of harmonization techniques that environmental researchers are using to detect and monitor these compounds. There's also a long testing time it takes for to test pharmaceutical compounds, as well as the testing procedures could be tedious. So what are the sources of pharmaceutical compounds in the environment? Out of the 90 people who took our survey, 76% of those people showed that they do practice improper disposal of pharmaceutical medication. There's also excess medication being excreted and which eventually ends up in our wastewater. However, that is not something that we can control. But the conventional wastewater treatment plants do not treat these pharmaceutical contaminants in the wastewater, however, and then allowing them to flow through the wastewater effluents, which eventually ends up in the aquatic environment. So what is the impact of this problem? At the moment, environmental researchers have not been able to directly quantify the impact of pharmaceutical contaminants in water. However, the following impact can be seen when pharmaceutical medications are being exposed in the environment. In India, there was an extinction of three vulture species due to their exposure to diclofenac, which is a non-anti-inflammatory drug. Povera, which is a contraceptive, has shown infertility in pigs in Holland when wastewater containing Povera was mixed with the feed for the pigs. There's also pollution to aquatic organisms. The issue of antimicrobial resistance is also as a result of one of the causes of that is also as a result of the exposure of pharmaceutical contaminants to the environment. There's also an absence of legislation that includes the routine testing of pharmaceutical contaminants in our water. So what is the solution I'm presenting today? And that's Hysense. So a Hysense is a multi-sensor system that comprises of electrochemical sensors. These sensors are embedded with molecular imprinted polymers. These are excellent detectors at detecting pharmaceutical contaminants at very low concentration. So the goal of this technology is to achieve real-time monitoring and detection, and also to standardize testing for pharmaceutical contaminants in our water systems. So what is the mode of operation? Hisense operates at a low power wireless network, which the data is received through a remote server, and the corresponding data is sent to the laboratories, which detects when a contamination has occurred or not. So, what are our value propositions as a company? We aim to cut down on transportation. Environmental researchers no longer have to go to the field to collect bounce of water samples and bring it to the lab for testing. We also aim to use this as an alternative to advanced oxidation processes, as environmental researchers have not been able to quantify the impact or the direct impact of PPCPs in water. The treatment of the area of treatment of PPCPs in water is a very grey area. So the detection and monitoring is the best we can afford for now, and that is why it's a great alternative to expensive advanced oxidation processes. Also, the use of grab samplers. We could cut down the use of grab samplers in general when it comes to testing for pharmaceutical and personal care products in wastewater. It could also serve as a warning system for contamination. When a contamination has occurred in a certain area, these sensors could alert the environmental researchers and tell them that this area has been connected. It could also be used for as a warning system for the EPA when a heavy contamination has occurred. Hence, they can alert the people in the area and close down that area. We also aim to achieve harmonization and detection in monitoring techniques. Hence, the quicker this happens, the quicker it is to get more data and the quicker it is for a legislation to be released. So, All our target customers, environmental research institutions, as they are the ones responsible for monitoring and detecting these pharmaceutical compounds. This system costs approximately around €10,000, and it'll cost around €100,000 to get this system up and running around 10 environmental institutions. Where do we intend to get funding and our key partners? The EU Horizon and Enterprise Ireland are the best for I will be we aim to get funding from the EU Horizon and Enterprise Ireland. Also, EU innovation test beds available from the government will be a good source of income, a good source of funding for us. We also aim to, in the long run, receive revenue from our product sales. So our key partners, as we are producing the sensors, one of our key partners is MIP Diagnosis. They are responsible for producing the molecular imprinted polymers that would be used in the as the core for these sensors in detecting pharmaceutical contaminants. Also, environmental institutions will be a good key partners that they will help allow people to be aware of our product and the benefits that it has. The EPA will be one of the very good key partners, as they are responsible for ensuring that we have good water quality available to us. So that is Hisense for you. Thank you. And if you have any questions, please leave it in the email below.